Hey everyone, James Baek here, and it's time for some more VGC 2015 battles from the Dolls Battle Spot Ladder. Today's team will be Blastoise, Pachirisu, Escadrille, Hydreigon, Talonflame, and Breloom. I did switch the item on Escadrille and change the EV spread on my Blastoise. I thought Choice Scarf might have been more helpful for Escadrille, and the EV spread on Blastoise was completely off from the original thing I was supposed to have. So we're going to find two battles and see how we do. Our first opponent today will be Omanko, Japan, 1911 rating, with a team of Charizard, Cresselia, Amoonguss, Bisharp, Terrakion, and Landers. So, very interesting team. It could be either Charizard Y or X, but if it is Charizard Y, it's most likely Moonlight Cresselia. So that's something I definitely have to watch out for, especially since it looks like Hydreigon's really the only thing that could really hit the Cresselia hard. I feel like Escadrille and Talonflame would be a great lead. Only problem would be Amoonguss. So would I want to bring that? Breloom doesn't look bad in this situation either. Mach Punch, the Bisharp, and the Terrakion. It can spore the Landers, so that's also tempting as well. But I feel like Escadrille and Talonflame is something I want to lead. I don't know, I just have this gut feeling he won't lead Landorus. I feel like he'll lead Terrakion plus Charizard, or maybe Terrakion plus Amoonguss. Both possible options. Let's see. Yeah, it seems like a pretty safe lead, but who would I want to have in the bag? I'm not sure if I want to bring Blastoise. I definitely want to bring Hydreigon, though. Of course, Pachirisu is tempting because Super Fang might be handy against Cresselia as well. And helping hand support would be nice. I could bring either of them. So, gonna lead Escadrille and Talonflame. And I think I'm going to bring Hydreigon and Blastoise in the back. I think Blastoise, because Ice Beam will be valuable for the Landers. It gets the Aura Spear against the Bisharp and the Terrakion. Actually, I think my Blastoise is slower than Mod Adamant Bisharp's. So I'm going to have to get a Talent off if I want to outspeed it. But going to lead Escadrille and Talonflame against my opponents. Cresselia and Charizard. That's actually quite perfect, to be honest. I mean, most likely, you would assume that the Charizard would protect and Cresselia goes for a move. Now, the question is what I want to do, because Cresselia, we probably can assume Moonlight, but we can't assume what the other moves are. It could have Icy Wind, it could have Thunder Wave, but no point of Thunder Waving here. I think I'm going to Tailwind. Yeah, I'm going to try to set up the Tailwind. As he's going to withdraw Charizard, which does make sense. I was thinking of going for Earthquake, but I didn't want to risk it. But it's actually going to be Landorus, which I'm actually fine with. It's going to get the Intimidate off, but I really don't care about the Intimidate. As I am going to get a free Tailwind off here, which is excellent. And Talonflame's not that important in this matchup. I really wanted the Tailwind. And Rock Slide's going to connect with both Pokemon. I'm going to do some chip damage to both of them. And that's Key Berry, Cresselia. That's going to be annoying to deal with. As we see the Icy Wind, okay, so that's going to negate my Choice Scarf with Escadrille, but I did get Tailwind up, which is excellent. Now there are two plays my opponent can make. He can go for the Earthquake or go for the Rock Slide. But I definitely want to switch out Escadrille into Hydreigon. I don't want to lose Escadrille yet, as it's my best answer probably to Charizard, Terrakion. So I'm going to switch out, and I think I'm going to overheat. Yeah, I'm going to overheat this Landers, since I'd rather get damage off on Landers right now. And I'm fine if Talonflame goes down because I get free switching to Blastoise. So this should play out perfectly. Going to get this overheat off onto the Landers, which is really nice. Let's see how much it will do. Oh, wow, that does a lot more than I anticipated, which is really nice. Bring it down to any knockout range, but my opponent's actually going to go for the Earthquake. Excellent. So we don't know what moveset this Landers has, But it's definitely interesting to see him go for Earthquake. We do not know if he's Scarf or Bandit yet. But if he is Scarf or Bandit, he will most likely have to switch out, which is excellent. Because now I can Dark Pulse to Cresselia and go for a Brave Bird. Or, I want to do more Brave Bird or Overheat. Because I'm at -1 with my Talonflame. He's got +1 defense. I mean, there's no doubt in my mind that Landis wants to switch out unless it's like Bandit or something. You know what? I'm going to Brave Bird the Cresselia since I have more attack investment. He is going to switch out the Landers, which I'm excited about. Let's see. Into his Charizard. Interesting. But I'm fine. Oh, he's going to pull a double switch. We're probably going to see my opponent's last Pokemon, Terrakion. Okay, this is actually pretty ideal. Because I get the Brave Bird off onto the Terrakion. And the Dark Pulse, which should do a lot of damage. Wow, that does a lot. Let's see how much this Dark Pulse will do, though. This Dark Pulse connects. It is going to get the Terrakion justified, though. As it barely lives, and it's going to get Terrakion justified. So not the greatest idea. But it's working. And we know all 4 of my opponent's Pokemon. So, honestly, Escadrille just beats this one-on-one. So, I'm going to Dark Pulse the... Well, do I want to lose Hydreigon? I don't want to lose Hydreigon, that's the problem. So I think I want to switch out Hydreigon right now into Blastoise. And I want to go for the safe Protect. Because, to be honest, I feel like he'll double Protect here just to stall out the Tailwind. But I don't want to lose my Talonflame, and I kind of want to set up another Tailwind again. So this is my ideal. And I don't care if I lose Blastoise, to be honest, because I'm pretty much guaranteed a free Tailwind off. He's going to Mega Evolve with Charizard, so this probably indicates he went for the offensive, but Heat Wave shouldn't be doing much. And I doubt he predicted the Blastoise switch. Is Charizard going to Mega Evolve, going to get the Drought ability? Let's see what he went for. Terrakion is going to Protect, that's excellent. Let's see what Charizard goes for. Talonflame is going to Protect first. As we just see the Heat Wave from Charizard, which I'm absolutely fine with. Oh, don't get a burn. Okay, thank you. I thought, to be honest, I thought Heat Wave would do a little less, but I forgot I'm less bulkier than before. But right now, this is actually a really ideal turn. I'm going to Tailwind and Protect here. Because my opponent's going to withdraw his Terrakion. I'm probably going to Cresselia, I would imagine. Yep, there's the Cresselia, which I'm fine with because I do get this Tailwind up for free. And I wonder what he went for with his Charizard. The Protect is obvious on Blastoise. But if he KOs the Talonflame, it's excellent for me. As we'll see what my opponent went for. As Talonflame's going to get the Tailwind up, let's see if this Charizard goes for the Heat Wave or Solar Beam. It's going to be the Heat Wave. Please connect with Talonflame. It does, and it's going to knock out my Talonflame. And you might be thinking, that's a bad thing, isn't it? Well, not necessarily, to be honest. Because Talonflame was pretty much -1 in attack and -2 in special attack. It wasn't putting on much offensive pressure, and now I can bring out Hydreigon safely. And I'm gonna Water Spout here. I don't know. The question is, does Charizard Protect? But if I get rid of this Cresselia, it's game, because Escadrille should be able to Rock Slide everything. He's not going to protect Charizard, which I'm fine with, but Dark Pulse will do a lot to this Cresselia, and Water Spout should be able to pick up the knockout even in the sun. As it does. Yes, it does. Okay. I was just about to think that wasn't. And Charizard shouldn't be able to KO Hydreigon, which it won't with this Heat Wave. So I'm absolutely fine with that. I'm surprised he went for the Heat Wave, actually. It's resisted. I guess he wanted damage off on the Hydreigon most of all. But I'm fine with this. I still have 2 turns of Tailwind to use. And that's excellent for me because I'm going to be able to use Tailwind to my advantage. He's going to send out Terrakion. I'm absolutely fine with that. Because right now I can Water Spout and Dark Pulse the Charizard. If he double protects, I can get a double knockout next turn no matter what. And he's going to protect with Terrakion. Let's see if Charizard protects. It does, which I'm fine with. Yeah, I'm still fine with this situation as Tailwind won't expire. as I'm going to Water Spout and Dark Pulse again. There's no reason for me not to go for this play, because if he switches out, his Landorus is at low enough health where Water Spout will knock it out. And one of these two will be dying. Unless he has to hope for double protects, which is possible, and if that happens, it would lose me the game. But he's going to withdraw his Terrakion out into Landorus, which is fine with me because Landorus was actually the biggest threat to my team. And once I knock out Landorus, Escadrille can come in and Rock Slide for free. As he goes for a double protect with Charizard, which is going to fail. Dark Pulse is going to connect with these Charizard. Not going to knock it out, but this Water Spout will knock out the Charizard and the Landorus that switched in. So that was a great ideal turn. As Charizard's going to go down, and so is Landorus. And now we have Terrakion, which has no chance of winning against my... Well, it has no chance of winning against 3 Pokemon, especially with the Choice Scarf Escadrille, which can just Earthquake and Iron Head. And even if this is like a Scarf Terrakion, let's say, it has to lock itself into close combat. If he locks himself into Rock Slide, there's no way he can possibly win. So I'm going to Aura Spear and Dark Pulse. We're probably going to see a forfeit here, to be honest. No, he's just going to go for the Rock Slide play. Going to hope for flinches. I mean, it's understandable, but my Escadrille wins, and he doesn't even get the flinch as Dark Pulse able to connect and knock out this Terrakion, which is excellent. And that will be first game win for us. That was very fortunate. Was able to... Well, I didn't really read all my opponent's predictions. The Key Berry was interesting, of Cresselia. However, I was able to play smart and conserve. Well, I didn't really conserve. I mean, I saved Escadrille, but I never ended up bringing it back. But I think I brought the right Pokemon into the matchup. With the leads, I predicted him not to bring Landorus, because if Landorus led, it would have actually screwed me over, but I was fine with that. Anyway, we're going to find the second battle and see how we do. We're going to find a 1761 player from Japan, and you might have noticed I shared my rating screen. Just, some people ask me to show my rating once in a while, and I guess that's it. We actually just got into 1900s again from that last battle, which is really nice. But we are going to see a team that can definitely bring me down. Thundurus, Landorus, Amoonguss, Heatran, Suicune, and Kangaskhan. Very common and popular Pokemon in the VGC 15 format, not 14. As the only two that were allowed in the 14th season were Amoonguss and Kangaskhan. Okay, sorry about that cut, but my pen was running out of ink, and I literally was shaking the pen vigorously just to make it work. But okay, so to be honest, I really like Blastoise and Pachirisu as a lead. It's a really dominant lead against this team, and Blastoise just hits this team really hard, except the Suicune, which I could bring Breloom in. And Breloom does really well against this team, too, so those Pokemon I definitely want to consider. But, of course, who do I want to lead? I think I know the Pokemon I want to bring, however, I do not know what I want to lead. I think Talonflame's not a bad Pokemon to bring, just because it can set up the Talon, which I won't like if I face this team. So I think I want to lead... Well, do I want to lead Blastoise, though? I think I want to lead Breloom and Hydreigon, with Blastoise and Talonflame and... No, wait. I'll bring Pachirisu instead. I actually said I was going to bring Talonflame, however, I kind of changed my mind. Sorry about that, I was too busy taking a while. The Pachirisu is going to help against the Thundurus, because Thundurus is the one thing that really wrecks Mega Blastoise, and as long as I have that around, I can pretty much check this entire team with Water Spouts. As Kangaskhan and Amoonguss will be my opponent's lead, which I am absolutely fine by this, as this is a perfect lead for me. Right here, I can Mach Punch the Kangaskhan and Fire Blast the Amoonguss, and no matter what he does, if he goes for the Fake Out, let's say, onto Hydreigon, I get like a Mach Punch, which does a lot of damage to my opponent's Kangaskhan. If he fakes out my Hydreigon, which he doesn't, my Breloom, I get a Fire Blast off. He's actually just going to go straight for the Double Edge onto my Breloom, which is going to knock it out, but I'm actually fine with this. However, this does mean my Hydreigon's my strongest way to counter the Suicune. As that Kangaskhan is really low on health, Fire Blast going to connect with the Amoonguss, and let's see if it's bulky enough to live. As it's not, and Amoonguss, critical hit, that actually might have mattered, but Amoonguss is going to go down, and the Kangaskhan's really low on health, so this is actually absolutely perfect. As I think who do I want to bring in? I kind of wish I had Talonflame now, just so I could bring it in, but, I don't know, Landers could come in. So I'm thinking about bringing Blastoise in, but I think I'm gonna bring Blastoise anyway. As Landers is gonna come in. Okay, this is quite interesting because I have no idea what the Landers wants to go for. I have no idea what the Kangaskhan wants to go for either. You see, the problem with Landers here is I don't know what it wants to go for, or if it's Scarf or not. I mean, you would most likely assume it's Scarf, but I'm gonna protect Blastoise and Fire Blast this Kangaskhan. You see, the question is, does he double target the Blastoise, or does he just double target the Hydreigon? He could also double edge the Blastoise and superpower the Hydreigon, but that play doesn't make sense because my Kangaskhan will probably live a double edge, and he would lose both his Pokemon here. So I really wouldn't see that play happening. Blastoise is going to Mega Evolve. I'm wondering what the last Pokemon he brought is. I would assume probably the Thundurus or the Heatran. I mean, not the Heatran, Suicune, but Kangaskhan's going to reveal Protect. This is interesting. Let's see what the Landers goes for. The Rock Slide, Superpower, the Superpower, which I'm actually really happy about to see. And that's going to bring, not even knock out my Hydreigon. Wow, I should have just went for the Ice Beam. I was actually hoping that would knock it out, but oh well. As we're probably going to see the Double Edge and the Superpower onto my Blastoise. So I'm going to withdraw Hydreigon into Pachirisu and Ice Beam this Landers. Because once Landers is gone, this game gets really easy from here. He's actually going to withdraw Landers, very smart, my opponent. Let's see. Heatran's going to be my opponent's last Pokemon. Which I'm actually still fine about, to be honest. But let's see. Does Blastoise knock itself out, though? That's the question. I mean, Kangaskhan. And it's just going to go for a Double Edge, which is perfect. Absolutely perfect. Oh, that does a lot to Blastoise. I was hoping that my Blastoise would have been able to live it with more HP. Now it's actually quite tricky. I do get the Ice Beam off, but I probably should have just went for a Water Spout. As Heatran's going to reveal its leftovers. I might have screwed up this game a bit. Landers is going to come out here, but he's most likely going to Rock Slide, which is the biggest concern, and I can't stop that. I'm going to protect Blastoise, and yeah, none of my moves really work. Oh, this is quite the bad position, because I think this is game over, because I can't deal with that Landers, because it just outspeeds me and goes for Rock Slide. I'm going to protect Blastoise just so I can try to get a para off onto this Heatran. As we see the Rock Slide, Pachirisu actually avoids the attack, and the Heatran's just going to go for the Heat Wave, which shouldn't be knocking out my Pachirisu. Yeah, not even close, as Nuzzle's going to happen onto this Heatran. And it's going to get the para, which is nice, but the real luck I need is to avoid a Rock Slide. If I avoid a Rock Slide, it's probably game over. So I'm going to Ice Beam the Landers and go for the Super Fang onto it as well. Rock Slide. Blastoise avoids the attack. Oh my god, that's exactly what I needed. As long as Heatran does. Well, no, Heatran can outspeed my Blastoise. And this Ice Beam should be knocking it out guaranteed. Unless it's Salt Vest, and which it's not. Oh, that was close. And we see the Heatran. Well, I get the Super Fang off onto the Heatran. You see, the Rock Slide would have probably knocked out Blastoise. Oh, sub. That's not really a problem, though. Even if he set up the sub, Hydreigon could come in and Earth Power it, and you really can't knock out the Pachirisu and Blastoise in one move. And you're paralyzed, so it's unlikely you're going to be able to get moves off consecutively. As I'm going to Super Fang the Blastoise and just Aura Spear. Let's see if Super Fang can break Substitute. This will be funny if it does, but I'm not expecting much. Nope, it doesn't, as Aura Spear is going to connect with this Heatran. I wonder, when you use Super Fang on Substitute, do you do half to the Substitute, so it's like 12.5%? I've been wondering about that, but he is going to get the Heat Wave off onto my Pachirisu and Blastoise, which is not even going to knock out my Blastoise. Wow. And that's going to be game over, basically. So yeah, I got really lucky in that second game. Of course, luck definitely a big factor. Mistake-wise, I don't think I should have brought Pachirisu. Obviously, it helped me a little bit, but to be honest, if I had just brought in Talonflame like I said I was going to, I would have actually won that game easier, because I could have Brave Birded into the Kangaskhan slot and Fire Blast. Then again, I would have had to worry about Landorus keep going for Rock Slides. So that definitely was an issue, but that's going to be a double win in our favor. Probably wouldn't consider a win for me, well, my own goals, just because it was luck. But then again, that's Pokemon. However, I definitely should have played that better. So I hope you guys enjoyed this VGC episode. If you guys did, be sure to give a like down below. Be sure to hit that subscribe button for more content. You guys can check out my other series, such as Kid Icarus Uprising Let's Play and my Road to Rank singles. You can also follow me on Twitter and Twitch, and follow my blog for VGC teams and other cool stuff. And yeah, I'll see you guys next time.